As the movie opens, we're introduced to the renowned chef, Paul, who leads a team of culinary experts known as Hunger. The name speaks for itself. Chef Paul aims to create dishes that leave his customers craving for more. When wealthy patrons invite him to cook for them, they can't resist devouring every last bite of the Hunger team's delectable cuisine. Paul's ultimate goal is to make his customers so hungry that they'll keep coming back for more, time and time again. The scene transitions to a humble family-owned restaurant that specializes in serving scrumptious stir-fried noodles. The restaurant has been in the family for generations and is now managed by a young woman named AI. One day, a customer named Tone hands AI a business card for Hunger, an elite culinary team. Curious, AI consults with her friends and is surprised to learn about the team's prestige and Chef Paul's unparalleled skills. In Thailand, Chef Paul is a culinary icon, renowned for his mouth-watering dishes that attract VIPs from all over. They're willing to pay top dollar and make reservations well in advance just to savor his creations. AI sees this as a golden opportunity to enhance her own cooking abilities and become a celebrated chef like Paul. The following day, Tone returns to escort AI to the Hunger restaurant. As soon as she enters the kitchen, AI is taken aback by the spotless and organized environment. Before joining the Hunger team, AI must take a test. Chef Paul pairs her up with a culinary school graduate to create a simple dish, fried rice. AI's opponent feels overconfident, thinking the test is too easy. However, the difference between the two fried rice dishes is striking. AI's rival opts for pricey ingredients, whereas AI improvises with leftover rice, eggs, and some seasonings. Once the fried rice is cooked, Chef Paul takes on the role of judge. He doesn't even taste the dishes and promptly sends AI's opponent packing, declaring AI as the test's sole victor. From there, AI officially joins the Hunger team, donning a chef's jacket bearing the team's name. Tone introduces AI to the other team members, each with their own specific tasks. At first, Tone assumes that AI will be his assistant, but they quickly learn that she'll be in charge of a meat and blood-themed dish for an upcoming high-profile birthday event. Chef Paul instructs AI to slice the meat very thinly and cook it to perfection. However, AI struggles with the task as she's never worked with such high-quality ingredients before. She makes several mistakes, resulting in Chef Paul snapping at her. AI is put to the test once again, tasked with cooking the highest quality Wagyu beef. Unfortunately, AI continues to struggle and makes several errors, failing to meet Chef Paul's strict requirements. Frustrated, Chef Paul demands that AI keep practicing until she can cook the beef to perfection. He warns her that if she quits now, she'll lose her chance to become someone great. AI is tempted to give up, but after some reflection, she decides to push through and return to the kitchen. She's determined to practice until she can cook the A5 Wagyu beef to a well-done standard. The next day, the Hunger team discovers AI asleep in the kitchen, her hands covered in oil and burn marks. It's clear that she practiced tirelessly throughout the night. Despite the challenges, AI's hard work pays off. She finally succeeds in cooking the meat exactly as Chef Paul instructed. In short, the day of the highly anticipated event finally arrives. It's attended by a plethora of important people in Thailand, including renowned culinary entrepreneur Gun. Gun has been eager to sponsor Hunger for a long time, but Chef Paul has always refused his offers. During the event, AI is asked to cook the A5 Wagyu beef right in front of the guests. Her culinary prowess is impressive, and the dish is so delicious that guests even lick their plates clean. Gun is blown away by AI's talent and immediately hands her his business card. From that day on, AI is tasked with accompanying Tone to the best ingredient providers. Chef Paul has always insisted on purchasing only the highest quality ingredients, even if it means paying a premium price. For him, it's the only way to create truly delectable dishes. The following day, the Hunger team prepares for their next event. Everyone appears to be busy except for AI, who hasn't been assigned any tasks. When she asks Chef Paul, he orders her to wash dishes, mop floors, and take out the trash. Naturally, AI is upset and protests to Chef Paul. He explains that everyone on the team is assigned tasks based on his orders. Chef Paul tests AI's chopping skills by comparing her to another team member, but AI is injured and proves to be unfit for the job. Chef Paul reminds her that despite the praise she received from the guests, it doesn't mean she's automatically an important member of the team. At home, AI decides to cook steak for her family. However, when they taste it, they reveal that they don't like it and prefer the stir-fried noodles that their father usually makes. This experience makes AI realize that food can signify social inequality. Poor people view food as a means to survive, while wealthy individuals view food as a way to indulge in delicious and high-quality cuisine. In the kitchen, a tense situation arises when a member of the Hunger team, is caught smoking while cooking. Chef Paul is visibly upset as he despises this kind of behavior. He worries that if one accidentally drops his cigarette into the food, it could have severe consequences for their customers. To make matters worse, Chef Paul reveals that there's a thief among them. The culprit has stolen some high-quality meat, and Chef Paul warns that if the person doesn't confess, they'll have to deal with the authorities. Before checking the CCTV, Chef Paul gives the individual a chance to come forward and admit their mistake. Amid the tension, one team member finally confesses to stealing the meat. He admits that, despite being on the Hunger team for a long time, he wants to indulge in delicious food like wealthy individuals. Chef Paul can't tolerate this kind of behavior and immediately fires the individual. Soon after, the Hunger team receives another invitation. This time, they're tasked with cooking delicious food for a family. However, the family's reaction is strange when they taste the dishes. While Tone is delivering the soup, Chef Paul suddenly throws it away because it contains prawns, which could be fatal for a child with allergies. To make up for it, Chef Paul creates a new soup using tap water and spices from instant noodles, leaving everyone on the team surprised. Despite the use of instant noodle seasoning, Chef Paul's cooking skills still shine through. AI begins to feel uneasy about Chef Paul's behavior. Upon completing the job, Chef Paul becomes enraged when it's discovered that his chef assistant, Juntai, was the one who added the prawns to the soup. During an argument, Juntai stabs Chef Paul with a knife, and he's rushed to the hospital. AI later visits Chef Paul, bringing him a bowl of stir-fried noodles as he refuses to eat the hospital food. While recovering, Chef Paul opens up to AI about why he became a chef. Chef Paul's passion for cooking began when he was young. His mother worked as a maid for a wealthy family, and one day he saw them eating something called caviar. Curious about its taste, Chef Paul stole a jar of caviar, but he was caught by the family's son and accused of theft. The jar fell and shattered, and Chef Paul's mother had her salary reduced as punishment. As he cleaned up the mess, Chef Paul tasted the caviar and found it unappetizing. This experience inspired him to become a chef so that one day he could make rich people crave his food instead. As AI arrived home, she discovered her father was taken to the hospital due to exhaustion from working at their family's restaurant. Feeling guilty for not being able to help her father, AI later saw news about a family that committed suicide due to debt after inviting the Hunger team to cook for them. AI questioned why they would spend money on hiring the team when they were in financial trouble. She realized Chef Paul's influence was so strong that people were willing to do anything to taste his food. AI's suspicions deepened when Chef Paul cooked a hornbill, a protected bird species. AI and Tone decided to quit Hunger due to Chef Paul's overwhelming ambition. AI had to find a new source of income to pay for her father's hospital bills. She remembered Gunn, who had given her his business card, and approached him for help. Gunn invested in AI and together they opened a luxurious restaurant where AI was the head chef. With the help of her team, AI innovated and created a signature dish that gained attention and made her famous. Eventually, AI's team was invited to cook for a top celebrity named Madame Milky. At an unexpected event, AI's team was paired with Chef Paul's team. The guests were satisfied with the dishes presented by both chefs. AI's team cooked dishes that were meaningful and made with love, while Chef Paul presented food with a dirty and bold concept. He even performed an attraction by burning a cow in front of the guests. The invited guests enjoyed Chef Paul's dishes, but they looked barbaric while eating the meat, like animals swarming their prey. AI, on the other hand, served his dishes with tenderness and taste, bringing the meaning of hospitality and memories of home cooking in every dish. The guests enjoyed AI's food and showed it in their expressions. Chef Paul boasts to AI that she could never be his match because of his fame and high expectations. Suddenly, the police arrive and arrest Chef Paul after a video spread by Tone showed him cooking protected hornbills. Dunn supported Tone in exposing Chef Paul's illegal activity. AI realizes that becoming famous comes at a cost, and she doesn't want to end up like Chef Paul. She decides to return to her family's restaurant and focus on running it instead of chasing fame. The movie ends. The moral of the story is that no matter how skilled or famous you become, it's important to remain humble and remember where you came from. Don't let your ambitions blind you from what's truly important, such as family, honesty, and integrity. And most importantly, never cook protected bird species or you might end up in jail.